So Frankie Flowers is here to show us what both we and our pet can enjoy this gardening season, because it's important that Poochie's on board. Frankie, what's the first step to having a safe garden for our pets?
First step is you really need to know what plants you have. So indoors and out, just really have an inventory of the plants that you have and the names that you have of those plants. So if by chance my little guy Bentley was to go out and maybe go ahead and eat some of those plants and I was worried, I would know the name of that plant that I could then go look it up and make sure that it's not toxic. Many times people just don't know the plants they have on their property. Do you know every name of every plant you have, Tracy?
Ask me if I know the name of even one plant in my house. Maybe I know one. That's about it.
Well, you know what? That's the key, though, is, knowing some of those. And it's even going to help you, knowing your plant names, even when to prune and other things like that. It's really an easy thing. Even if you're moving into a new home, ask the previous homeowner if they can kind of give you an inventory of the plants that they have there. Really important for the exterior.
Okay, so what are some common houseplants we may have that we should actually be avoiding if we have pets?
First, I'm going to ask you, when we take a look at this table, and we have a really good selection of plants on this table, from a number of 1 to 10, how many plants on this table do you think are safe for pets?
I'd say half of them. Maybe 5 of them are safe, 5 of them aren't safe.
That's a good guess. 50%, go right down the middle. That's the easiest way to go if you're doing betting odds. The 2 plants that are on here, it's only just 2 that are safe for your pets, and really you can be confident to have around your pets, are number 1, one of my favorite plants for summertime, of course, is something that can go outdoors and indoors, is the hibiscus. And hibiscus, of course, is something that you can even make a hibiscus tea from. It's super safe for pets that have out there. And as well, palms, mostly the areca palms, are fairly safe as well for pets that are out there. Really great plant to have indoors and or out. So those are the only 2. Now, let's go into some common houseplants, and probably one of the most common houseplants that people have been having in their homes from the 70s all the way through to 2022 is this guy right here, and that's the pothos. The pothos is so easy to grow, and it's actually a really resilient plant. And sometimes plants are resilient because they have this ability to protect themselves. And how does a plant protect itself? Well, it has some toxicity. So if a pet, like a cat and or a dog, was to consume a lot of this plant, guess what would happen? They would get sick. It's not that they're going to cause a fatality. And Tracy, we've talked on the show before about air purifying plants. So this is Dieffenbachia, and you can see that, beautiful for low light. You're probably familiar with this one. Have you seen this guy before?
Oh, yes. I've seen that guy a lot, and it looks like a hardy plant, but don't eat it, huh?
Yeah, don't eat it. Dieffenbachia, even though it's recommended by NASA for air purification, it's one that you want to make sure you keep it out of harm's way, if those pets' harm's way. And then this plant here, it's called peace lily, so you think it would be peaceful, it'd be wonderful. It's a great plant for low light areas, great for shade, or let's say that you have an apartment dwelling, great for air purification. But this is another example of a plant that could cause harm to your pets. So you gotta really watch out and know those plants. Another common plant, let's see if Tracy can guess the name of this one. I've showed this one a lot. Let's see if she can remember.
Oh boy. Spider plant, otherwise known as mother-in-law's tongue.
You know what? You got mother-in-law's tongue right. It is snake plant. Spider plant's the one with the variegated.
Snake plant, that's what I meant. Yeah. Snake, spider, same thing, right? Same.
But you're getting there, you're getting there. I'm so proud of you. But this is also a plant that's so hardy, one that's really so frequent in so many different people's homes. But this is another plant that we gotta watch out for. We gotta keep our pets away from plants like this. And a lot of the times, pets are curious, and many of them will stay away. This is a philodendron. This is another wonderful plant that we have that's easy to take care of. People get really excited about just how sexy the foliage is on that guy as well. However, sometimes the variegation and sometimes the deeper the color of the foliage, the more toxic that plant can be. So for example, this rubber plant that would draw your attention because it has that nice variegated foliage, it's another example of a plant that can cause some harm to some of your pets that are out there. And so if you have a curious dog and or a curious cat, just be very careful.
It's like dating. They look so sexy, but they're toxic.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta watch out.
The ones with the brighter colors, they can be the most dangerous. Keep away from me. Yeah.
Keep away. Are there plants that aren't poisonous, but still you should maybe just avoid?
So, you know, a really good tip for your kids out there is anything that has a berry, you really, unless they know what it is, if they know the strawberries and the raspberries, okay, but then if you look at use an evergreen, and that evergreen does have a red berry, so even if your children, your pets, and or anybody in your household was to eat some of those red berries, they'd be very harmful. So it's really important to even not only be knowledgeable for your pets, but also for your children as well.
Any other tip you want to throw out there just to help us protect our pets, Frankie?
Training. You know, like I've had many dogs in my life, and when I had my first lab, I wasn't the best at training, and that guy got into everything. But if we can guide our pets and put them into some training, tell them to stay away and tell them not to be so curious and give them other things to keep them a little bit busy, like some toys, we can keep our pets, our plants, and everybody safe and have a really wonderful household where everybody's going to be loved and everybody's going to be taken care of.
I love that, and we love our pets. So,
We
Frankie,
do.
thank you so much. Great information.